consist in living in such a way that your living convey your inhabiting a world where reincarnation is a fact.
Well, I think most striking difference, if we were to take reincarnation seriously, would be a shift of attention and conscious energy away from my, me, and mine.
Yeah.
To how to be of service, because
yeah,
I think reincarnation includes you into not only the ancestral but the futural, like the
the seven generations.
You feel
ahead.
Tremendous gratitude for those who have gotten you to where you are, even if like the last generation, like your parents maybe fucked you over for whatever reason, you're really pissed at them. Go one generation back or two, or if you really have to, just think about the generation of the universe and like all of the beings and the suffering involved in that evolution that also brought great joy, and that indeed like brought you. There's a lot of sacrifice involved, and we can feel tremendous gratitude for that if we're recognizing reincarnation, but we also feel all that responsibility for the future and for what little we can contribute to this very ancient, eternal, perhaps even, process.
Mm-hmm.
And so, it just shifts our attention, right?
Yeah.
To a larger arcs of time.
And every moment is like magnified with the meaningfulness of that fact.
Yeah, and hopefully we can find ways to do the mundane, chores of day-to-day life in a way that's saturated by that meaning, because we don't want to be lost in like mystic reverie all day.
No, I think it would just be more artful.
Yeah,
I think definitely. Yeah, just the
art. The
everyday wouldn't seem like this humdrum sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. No, I mean, it's how we participate in the process of creation, which is cosmic, by tending the land around us. Just by small acts of kindness, we contribute to the harmony that allows this, the stars and planets to stay in their orbits and have their cycles through space. I mean, it's all the smallest things that we do in each individual life are of ultimate significance for the spiritual world. I mean, that's why we even have an earthly plane. It's because the spirit needs those seemingly insignificant deeds, free deeds of love, right? To become more conscious. It wouldn't have that consciousness without all the little things that we do that we think don't mean anything.
I was just wondering about the relationship between human beings and non-human beings in relation to reincarnation and the evolution of consciousness. Because I haven't really heard anybody, like, how there are different spheres you could focus on when considering the evolution of consciousness, like science, like the evolution of consciousness in relation to scientific theories and things like that. What about the evolution of consciousness focused on the human-non-human relationship over time? That would be interesting.
Yeah.
Because I was going to ask, or to just, work with the question of, what is especially right now in our planetary crisis and sixth mass extinction event that has been accelerated by human civilization, like what is the what is the relationship to non-humans? You know, I think there's significance to it, I guess, to asking the question, like all kinds of, non-humans.
Yeah, well, I think if there's different ways of imagining what we mean by human, and if we mean the human animal, like the human species as another species of mammalian primate, clearly as one of those, as an animal, we have completely reversed the biosphere.
Oh, yeah.
And we're functioning now as a cancer or a virus. Like, we're literally mutating, reproducing so much, and it's not only soiling our own nest, but we're consuming it, and we're destroying the host, And luckily, well, I don't know, it depends on whose perspective you're taking, but, Gaia, as Isabel Stenger says, is going to, shrug us off unless we clean up our act. But there's another meaning of human, which isn't just we're another animal, but the human, the anthropos, is like a sort of evolutionary lure that operates...
It's the image of God.
Yeah, that's pulling the universe forward, and that in some way every species, including our own, is a sort of approximation to that idea of the anthropos. And maybe our species is among the closer approximations on our planet, but you can see there's other forms of very intelligent life on Earth. It's not just humans. But you can see there's whether it's other primates or it's dolphins or it's some birds, it's there's a tendency here that a movement towards beauty, a movement towards knowledge and intelligence and sophistication and social intimacy. Humans really perfect this, but we see other examples of it happening in the biological world. And so it's bigger than just our species.
Yeah.
And if that's the human,
we're all participating in it.
Yeah, then there is no non-human.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's a good way to reframe. But so it's remembering that then.
Yeah.
And, I think that there are ways to look at biological sciences right now to support that sort of perspective. If you think about DNA and how much similarity there is across all of Earth's life forms.
Yeah, I mean, genetically we see the signature of that, and just in terms of cellular evolution, thinking about
the eukaryotic.
Well, yeah, biology is not just the study of genes, right? Sometimes we let the molecular biologists get away with reducing evolution to just genetic replication. But there's so much more going on, and what is a cell? The cellular organization was achieved in some rudimentary form long before DNA. So there's something about the cellular process that then it made possible something like genetic memory, and the enhancement with new capacities sort of accruing. But I mean, if we do need to think about reincarnation, I think, as more than just a matter of human souls.
Yeah.
Because
we need to think about it as a kind of ecologically extended process.
There's a pluriverse of souls, and a soul is not a simply located substance. It's a node in a network. And souls all breathe the same air, right? They all breathe the same pneuma, the same spirit.
Net.
And so they're not separable. As important as the sense of individuality is,
well,
it's important
also
for its role in the...
It's not just a sense.
It's a reality, but I think its reality comes from its mode of relationship,
Yeah,
to the whole.
but it's still, it's not reducible to that.
Yeah, well, I'm with Latour with his whole philosophy of irreduction. Nothing is reducible to anything else.
But sometimes I think it can be overstated, I guess, to emphasize that the individual is, arises through relationship. But anyway.
It can. And I think it's always, at least for now in our society, so overemphasizing the ego.
Well, I guess I just think we need to
Both.
be balanced, yeah.
Sure.
Even in a context where there's such an emphasis on the individual. Because
Yes.
if it goes all the way to the other side, then
It's all a matter of
then
context.
everybody goes crazy. Hi.
Hello.
Do all this on you.
Yeah, I mean, even so, okay, but when we think about our own individual souls, like I don't think of the body and the soul as separate. I think of,
Yeah.
Thomas Aquinas said that the soul is the form of the body. And so the body then is a expression of the soul. It's not this other thing.
Yeah.
And
The soul's desire for earth.
that means that my soul, my personality, is in some way also at the same time a community of cellular souls, trillions of them in fact. And they have this whole civilization or ecosystem that they're creating day in, day out on behalf of something larger than themselves.
Reminds me of the philosopher. Oh, shit. The Cambridge Platonist associated.
Cudworth?
No, woman. A woman.
Oh, Conway.
Yeah, Anne Conway. It was just on the tip of my tongue. But the metaphysics that she puts forth, in response to Spinoza and Descartes,
Yeah.
did have these little, almost just this kind of fractal.
Everyone credits Leibniz with the monads, but Conway was
Yeah, totally.
his inspiration.
But I think they were also different. I guess
Sure.
I feel like hers weren't so windowless. But I could be wrong. It's been a long time since I've read it. Anyway, I just really liked it. It also reminds me of a Hayao Miyazaki film, like Spirited Away or Ponyo, or even Princess Mononoke with all of the little Kodama. But just there's that expression of this great spiritual ecology of beings that make up other beings.
Yeah. The process theologian Catherine Keller has this term, pluri-singularity, just to try to capture this strange coincidence of the singular, the unique, the individual with the multiple, the many, because I don't think there's no easy way out. There's no, we can't reduce one to the other. Say everything's one or say everything's many, and so we're stuck in between. And that's the problem of reincarnation. I guess where we're trying to tease out the karmic threads that relate the many, to their oneness. And I think the point is that if we don't have the conversation about reincarnation, then we get too stuck. We get stuck in our own monad.
Yeah.
And we're no longer related to ancestors or
the descendants.
future beings.
Yeah.
I think that's what hell is.
Mm-hmm.
Is that isolated solipsistic enclosure within one's
ever-present, terrible now.
own personal universe. And like we're like rushing headlong into that, surrounding ourselves by screens.
Yeah. Well, and also like, how quickly is the more than human world dwindling? I don't know. Will be interesting to see in 30 years what the world looks like.
Well, I mean, if you were to see a caterpillar form itself into a cocoon for the first time, you might be pretty worried.
Yeah, like, man, it's making its own grave.
It just dissolved itself into nothing. But so, I don't know, it's too early to say.
Yeah.
It's clear that the current structure is going under. It's not clear, though, that it's not yet clear that in the long term that's a bad thing. And I don't mean to say that lightly. Like, it could be tremendous suffering brought about. There will be, by this collapse that's upon us. But this civilization might not be fixable. It might need more than just a repair job. It might need this deeper, more cataclysmic type of reset. So it's like, I don't know, it's just the only source of hope I feel is like imagining that on the other side we'll still be here, dead or alive or reborn. Like, that's the other part of reincarnation is you don't exit, there's no escape, no rapture out of this cosmic process that we're part of. So you better commit to
take it seriously.
Yeah, just commit to being here.
Yeah.
And recognize that we're all suffering together, and that joy is also something we do together, but we have to show up for it. So, I mean, yeah, the ethics of reincarnation, pretty hot topic, or it should be.
Yeah, Owen Barfield wrote an essay about it.
What's it called?
I can't remember.
Well,
we'll have to put it in the description for the video. It's something, reincarnation is in the title. I just can't remember what the essay's title is.
I'll put it in the show notes, the walk notes.
The walk notes.